This episode of Unqualified is brought to you by McDonald's, proudly serving communities since 1965. On the drive to and from my parents' house in Washington State, we almost always stop at two particular McDonald's, one in Salem, Oregon, and another in Eureka, California. At the moment, we are in the parking lot of the Salem location, and I just finished a Big Mac and fries. Even though we are just passing through, I appreciate the familiarity and feeling of community. The other day, I was looking through my mother-in-law's photo album and came across a photo where she and her friends are standing in front of a McDonald's wearing their cheerleading uniforms. I usually call my mother-in-law New Mom, but her name is Marcia. Under the photo, Marcia had written a note, and I talked her into letting me read it here. San Bernardino, California. I have so many memories of this McDonald's over the years. My father took me there on what I think was opening day. What a thrill it was as a young girl to order a chocolate shake, hamburger, and French fries. Then there was the time when my cousin Hinda and I were given a tour and allowed to take dill pickles by the cupful out of a huge barrel. We must have eaten 100 pickles each. Everyone in my family knows the story of how I accidentally missed the ketchup container and dipped a fry into my milkshake. Now when I dip fries in my shake, it's on purpose. I remember when I was 12 years old, my mother and my cousin Noel Novak, Larry's brother, picked me up from dance class, and we went for dinner to celebrate Noel's graduation from high school. Years later, when I was in high school, we would go to McDonald's every Friday night after the football game. I wish you could see this photo. Marcia couldn't remember if they won the game that night, but everyone is smiling as if they did. Wherever your local McDonald's is, there's nothing better than that wonderful feeling of community. Well, maybe that feeling is tied with eating a Big Mac. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Up there.
Thomas
Do
Middleditch.
not go sniffing around.
Hi, Thomas.
Were you doing it now?
Yeah, if you feel like it.
Yeah.
Put on the cans. Yep, grab the. That's a penis.
This is a vagina. No.
You can take it apart if you want to.
Oh.
If you get nervous or.
Oh.
You know, we do have a vagina over there.
Where is the vagina? I haven't seen it. Where is it?
Yeah, I'll go grab it. Look at us, both of us. Sim, you and I both know where it is, and yet we are too lazy to get.
I don't see it.
No, that's another penis. Why are these such a large part of your show?
Hey Anna, will you move the microphone closer to?
Oh, like this?
There you go.
Oh,
How do you feel about this?
yeah.
I know, it's kind of awful. I know,
Perfect.
I hate it too.
Anna
I'll
was hitting
also-
Thomas's face with the microphone.
Sim, the great
God.
narrator. Dear listeners, I'm a little annoyed with Sim, but more importantly, Thomas Middleditch is our guest tonight. I'm a huge fan, of course, of Silicon Valley, and that's how I'm going to lead you in. I'm wonderful.
Can I say something to him?
Yeah.
I wanted to say that Silicon Valley is my all-time favorite show.
It is
Whoa.
so fucking good. It's so good.
Whoa,
you know,
thank you.
And you know what? And you are such a huge part of it because you're natural. I see your generosity as a comedic actor because you are navigating the trickiest by far role like on television.
No,
and
that's not true.
you do it so beautifully. No, because you have to indicate to the audience the emotional level.
Right.
And so you have to sacrifice probably you being the driving force doesn't always allow for insane quirkiness.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying, right?
I do.
And
Yeah.
you're so fucking brilliant. It is you carry the audience with their love of Pied Piper.
Thank you. That's very kind of you to say.
I don't let you talk.
That's
This is
cool.
called the compliment podcast.
Yeah, that's great. That makes me feel really good. Maybe one day I'll be finally crowned Prince of Hollywood.
Oh, well, you're Canadian. You
Yeah, I
don't
know.
always allow,
The foreigners.
Yes.
Not in this America.
No.
Thank you very much. It's been a life-changing experience, that's for sure. But I think, the real meat of the old show is the writers. It's a writers show. They got a great staff. You got the old Mike Judge, you got the old Alec Berg,
Right.
and you got all those other funny boys.
Yes.
Kumail, Zach, Martin, Tajay.
But I love it that you all bring clearly your own point of view
It's
as
truth.
an actor, and I don't know, it makes it such a great show because your characters are all so well defined.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't really a question, was it?
No,
it wasn't.
But I can say thank you at the end of that,
Okay,
I think.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless there was a prompt to elaborate on my thank you.
Where do you guys shoot that show?
We shoot it here in Los Angeles, California.
How do you like LA?
I do like it.
You do? What do you like about it?
I don't know. I think I've summed it up in past statements as it's kind of a mix of a metropolitan world, a city, but a bit of bohemia, a bit of sort of like awareness as to other things. Now you can point to a million examples as to why that's not the case. There's plenty of flippant, self-absorbed people in this city, but I would argue that they're everywhere. That's life. But I like that it feels like a big city, but it's I don't know. There's plenty of my types, I guess. I've found my tribe, more or less. I also think California is a really cool state. It's very varied. If you like a break from the city and care to enjoy the wilderness, California has it in spades. The Sierra Mountains.
I love like that we have an Irish, a sort of a man of slight Irish heritage promoting the state of California.
Come to California, will you? See the mountains and the lakes and all that. ski and then go right on down to surfing. Yeah.
This is the regional commercial we air in Dublin.
Yeah. Sweet cheap airline tickets.
I love LA because I think that it really does offer young people a chance, or people who have more than it'll dismiss you, but it really does. There isn't any other industry or place in the world that I think gives opportunity.
It is the end of the line in terms of the Hollywood Express. Naturally, it's called the Hollywood Express. But yeah, there's a lot to be done in the entertainment industry. But I also like the city even outside of that. I know plenty of people who aren't in the business and they're all up to cool stuff. Yeah.
I don't know a lot of them.
We'll admit most of my pals are involved in some way.
But I think that I've definitely, without meaning to, just out of busyness, just shrunk my social circle.
Oh yeah.
Especially being married, having a kid. It's yeah. Mm-hmm. So now it's just sim.
It's just the two of us.
Yep. So I don't get out much.
Okay.
But do any of your friends, like before you actually started on Silicon Valley, before you became in the public eye, I'm sure you had a bunch of friends. Now, what happens after you've achieved some type of success? What happens to your friends then? Do they still stay your friends, or do they get annoyed that you're busy all the time? Do they think maybe you're a little big time? I'm Yeah. Like what happens to your old friends once you've actually finally broken?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there's been some people that have changed opinions of me, and as I did at one point, I'm sure of other people. But I'm not sure how much that is attributed to success and more just us sort of shaking hands and being like, we're better as acquaintances. I've probably always had the same amount of friends. I've never been one to carry on with many, many close friends. Lots of acquaintances, lots of people I know, lots of people I forget the names of.
Yes.
Even people I shouldn't. Even people I've met many times and I've known for years, and I look them right in the eyes and I just don't know who they are.
I just hug people.
Yeah.
Just hug them.
Hey, dude.
Great to see you.
Yeah, that's an embarrassment, but still a fact. But yeah, in terms of core level of friends, there's always a smaller number. It's around it's an under 10. It's a single digit number usually. I hope not too many people have changed their opinion of me, those who knew me.
I have.
Then that's fair. I have become
But
a mess.
no, but
No, I'm a real bitch.
I feel like success has made you amazing.
Made me an amazing bitch. Rare. This kitty's got claws. I think success changes everyone in some way. I really do. I think it's pretty much impossible for you to go through this old thing without something changing you, even if it's just temporary. And even if when you come out, you're even better. But you're going to have a moment where if you were looking at yourself, you'd go, no, sweetheart, we don't do that.
I have a delusion that people want to hear my voice and like what I'm saying. Whereas like before nobody gave a shit, so I didn't talk. And so now I talk and I noticed on set, like actors making these grand pronouncements of boring shit.
Oh, yes.
In front of the crew.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, I was so like, I got held up at the thing and then, what a day. Oh my God, Trump, right? Okay, you guys, wait, so what's happening today? And like the whole crew, they have to be rolling their eyes back into their skulls. And I've thought about like how suddenly I assume that people will think what I'm saying is interesting because I am now famous.
That's many actors.
Yes, it's so fucking horrible.
Yeah, I found that most, and this isn't to sound elitist, I just think in comedy you require a certain sort of sarcasm about the world, a certain sort of kind of like everything is absurd and everything is ridiculous, therefore it's all on the chopping block to potentially make fun of, including myself, including everything. But like earnestness is a killer of comedy, and boy,
you think earnestness really?
I think so. Sometimes.
Oh, because I would totally argue the opposite. But maybe we're defining it in different ways.
It's possible. Where I'm going with this is that, like, you know, a lot of straight actors who are just earnest end up having their head up their own ass more. Yeah. I'm not saying no comedian has his head up his ass. Or her, but that is totally true. But like, without the sort of like third eye of realizing how everything is absurd, you kind of sometimes tend to forget that it is. I'm knocking the penis and vagina diagrams.
But also, like Hollywood provides a really ripe training ground for that, to become that. Because,
to become up your ass?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you have PAs, like people are telling you where to be at any given moment. Yes. Like in assuming that you're a child, you are going to start behaving like a child.
Yes. And not only that, as if you even achieve some modicum of success, you have people, just strangers coming up and being like, I like you in some way.
Right.
I like what you do. Can I get a selfie or something? And you just walk around with this sort of like, wow, I am very important.
Right.
I must be a god amongst men here.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, for me, a very sobering national event was this election where essentially half the country was like, you're not important, like screaming, even if they maybe don't believe it. That's what they wanted us to know. And it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to listen up, I think.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Warby Parker. Warby Parker was founded with a rebellious spirit and the lofty goal of creating boutique quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point. Sunglasses, with or without a prescription, start at $95 and, just like eyeglasses, are available through their home try-on program. You just choose 5 pairs and see which ones you like. I was surprised by how quickly they arrived, which presented me with the immediate problem of deciding which ones to keep. I loved all of them, so you can guess what happened. And not only can you feel good about how cool you look, you can also feel good knowing that for every pair of glasses sold, Warby Parker distributes a pair of glasses to someone in need through partnerships with nonprofits like Vision Spring. Offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams, Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores. So put your FSA or HSA dollars to good use on Warby Parker prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. Try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. Ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. Try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/unqualified. That's WARBYPARKER.com/unqualified. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by State Farm, and in honor of their surprisingly great auto insurance rates, I'm going to tell you about a particularly surprising day on set. It takes me a long time to read a script. For almost every line of dialogue, I will stop to figure out why my character would say it, how it fits in the conversation, and how it's going to come out of my mouth. Between the lines, there are larger chunks of text which describe everything else happening in the scene. Maybe what a room looks like, what characters are wearing, and what they're doing. As I often underestimate how long everything in my life takes, I know I can make up some time by reading those larger chunks a little faster. I got the script for Overboard about 6 months before we started production. I read it in my warm living room, wearing comfortably warm clothes, sipping from a warm mug of tea. Somehow, it never occurred to me that when you jump off a boat in the middle of the ocean, the water is surprisingly cold. And it doesn't get any warmer on take 2. Here at Unqualified, we love State Farm because they provide coverage that meets your needs at a surprisingly great rate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today. So the other day, Chris has been going through, he gets into crazy like spring cleaning mode. I am getting to sort of a weird roundabouty point here.
Oh,
but
you can go around the mulberry bush.
So he's cleaning out stuff and he's throwing away stuff like mad, and it's kind of annoying me.
Like mad crazy.
Yeah, like a little mad crazy, like throwing away my books and doing shit like that. And he sort of, they're books that I have never read, and nor will I probably
The
ever
Internet
read.
for Dummies?
Right. So yeah, shit like that. But he found a Men's Fitness that he's on the cover of.
Ooh, I
And
bet he's so cut. He's got his pack. I bet he's got his cheese grater on
He
his
looks hot. But he was like, should I keep this? And I said, yeah, honey, yes, we have to keep that. And then I thought about it and I was like, well, why should we keep it? And then I think I came up with a really, really good reason why to keep Chris's Men Fitness's covers, which is if we get invaded by aliens.
Yes.
We have no way to communicate with them.
Okay.
We could point to the magazine covers so they would understand that we are, we shouldn't be necessarily slaughtered.
You're famous.
That we're leaders.
You're famous enough to not get slaughtered.
We're leaders amongst our people.
That'd be great if the alien invaders were obsessed with fame. They're big fans of Hollywood. You show them the cover, they're like, no, we already know.
We're the only ones that
them.
are spared.
Yeah.
So you got to save, start saving your shit, man.
I save stuff. I have a little.
You got to be able to prove it to the lock nerds.
I have even the lock nerds. That sounds like lake nerds, like a Scottish nerd. The loch nerds. Anyway, I have a little wall of accomplishments where I put like little snippings and stuff like that. Just because I also think at any moment it's all going to go away. Or skip to I'm 90 and not working, and I can be like, oh, look at all these things I've done. Same way, I hope if I had another type of job, I would save my accomplishments as well.
Yeah.
My various famous math equations.
If you had another job,
because
what
I'd be a
would it
mathematician.
Is that what it would be?
No, I'm absolutely dog shit at math. I don't know. What would you? I have 2 ideas. What would your answer be? You've got a chronic medical condition that if you act one more line, you die. So now, right now, not as if you're starting when you're younger, you have to jump ship and do something else.
I'd like to be a producer.
Oh.
So does it have to
it's
be
still
something
in the biz?
in that?
No, it does. I mean, it can be. It can be whatever you like.
I'd like,
Or maybe you're 19. You're 19. You can start over with anything.
I have 2. I'd like to be, even though they don't exist anymore, like a travel guidebook writer.
You could do that in blog
they
format.
exist in digital, right? Like for internet.
Mm-hmm. Or I do have a fantasy, and I think it just is because I've been in Hollywood too long, but I have a fantasy of being like a goat cheese farmer. Like
That is
really, really good goat cheese.
you and the land and your goats. Goats are interesting. They're being used also to like clear brush because they fucking eat anything.
Yeah.
So you go under power lines and clear up brush with goats.
I need
as
a
opposed
double
to
duty
machines.
animal.
Yeah, more like double duty because of the poops. I'm killing it.
But wait,
Yeah.
you didn't answer the question. What would it be?
Okay, two ones. Always. I've been into video games since I was a wee boy. I love games. I don't think I have the passion for programming, but there's all kinds of other occupations within video games, either concept art or PR or something. But to work at a development studio would be pretty cool for video games.
Yeah.
Or
Uh-huh.
I've also had a long time love affair with aviation, and if I had maybe at 16 decided to join the Air Cadets, which was kind of like Royal Canadian Air Force. That's an old comedy show I just accidentally quoted. Royal Canadian Air Force. It's like Boy Scouts for them. If I'd had the sense to join up with those rascals, I may have got my wings through the service or something like that. Which
Would
would've been
you
cool.
ever want to like fly commercial jets around the world?
Not commercial jets.
Fighter jets?
I don't think I've got the natural abilities for that. I'm not sure. I don't know. I've got my pilot's license now, which is a joy. So I don't know how that would have evolved back then, but it would have been cool. I think what would have been cool, if I'd have stayed up in Canada and stuff, is to be a helicopter pilot, because there's a lot of jobs there for that in the logging industry and stuff. It would be pretty fun.
Oh, yeah.
Fly in tree planters into remote locations, and that'd be cool.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to be like a cute, hope maybe I'm a little, 40-year-old fire jumper.
Yeah.
And this is our rom-com. Yeah. Man, it's my dream job.
Same here. Look at us living our lives to the fullest.
Oh, you have a little dirt on your cheek.
That's not dirt, it's my own shit. Because that's also part of my dream, is that I eat my own poo. I'm a chopper pilot and I eat my own excrement. Been that way for 20 years. Of course, I started in the service, Royal Canadian Air Force.
Oh, wait. Can we back it up to the other thing you just said, though?
on P.
You eat your own shit. I know that you're a pilot, but you eat your own.
Yes, it's the only way to stay alive out here in the bush.
Really? Because
You don't want to have a tail strike and then not be eating your own shit. I'll tell you that much.
okay, well, the only thing is because I thought that you got those like ration boxes.
Yeah. I chew through those like a motherfucker. And then, guess what? They're coming out, and I'm still hungry, so shit eating. If you haven't, you can eat my shit if that makes you more comfortable, or you could eat your own shit, and I'll just watch and guide you through it.
When?
It's pretty simple. You just grab it and shove it in. So I guess sometimes I miss because you commented on my shit on my face now.
Where does lisp come from?
What?
How did you discover this lisp all of a sudden for this character?
Oh, just, sort of like...
It's the type of guy who's like, it's like those guys.
I want to see this rom-com so bad.
It's like you ever sort of just casually chit chat with someone. They'll usually be like on a set. They'll be like Deep Grip Electric or something that you've seen once, or like the Snake Wrangler or something, and you're like, hey, and his name's like, I don't know, like what a Snake Wrangler name,
Duke.
like Duke, or like Carlisle, or I don't know, like I don't know,
Carlisle.
Star
I like
Search or
Carlisle.
something. And you're like, hey man, how's it going? Oh well, I'm pretty good. I had to put my dog down today, and you're like, whoa, Jesus.
Yeah, a lot of pending charges, but sun's shining.
All right, man. I regret asking.
Yeah, like the conversation you don't want to get into.
Anyway, you gotta come out here and get all these snakes, otherwise, you could bite you, and you probably only have about 6 minutes to live, and that's obviously we have animated them. I've got it here.
And they're always making an announcement. All right, everybody.
There are snakes. They are in the way.
Oh, God. That's like the need to be heard, right?
Yeah, I think that's okay. I didn't mean it in a negative way. It's an observation.
No.
I'm very tender lately to not to make sure, even if I'm jesting and ribbing, it's not with the intent of being malicious.
I don't sense that you're a very malicious person by nature.
Well, I mean, that's never been part of my game, but I think it's in response to, I just quit Twitter because I was just, even if it wasn't directed at me or other people, it's just maybe even out in the ether, it was just like, you'd scroll through and it's just like, God, everyone is so mean.
Yes.
Everyone is just so angry and mean. I don't want to be accused of like being a hypocrite of like, how dare you promote niceness, but you're also a catty little bitch.
Right.
So anyway, that's enough of that.
Deal breakers?
Let's do it.
Or, okay. So we're going to imagine you're single.
As I do every day.
How long have you been married?
Coming up on 2 years. So it's pretty new.
Congrats.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, sure. You should say congratulations if I've said I've been married 20 years. That's where you should say congratulations.
I didn't know what to say. You weren't elaborating, so I just threw it in there.
Oh, what's to elaborate on almost 2 years? 1 month.
But then just silence?
Oh, sure. Right. No, it's great. I mean, it's the same. I'd say it's the same as not being, as dating, except now like the state of California has a vested financial interest in the outcome of your marriage. But other than that, it's the exact same thing, you know?
I had an actress once say to me, I said I was getting married, and she said, "Oh, you're getting married. Marriage is so much fun." And I remember thinking, and I don't mean to like put her down, because I feel like that might be something that I would say out of like not knowing what to say.
Right.
But the idea of like describing marriage as fun makes it seem like it's a ride at Six Flags or something, you know, like it's when it's a complicated. It's
super complicated. In this business, my God, it's very, very complicated. I think if you're to get married, probably in any business really, you have to be marrying a very good friend of yours, like your best friend, and also ideally a best friend that you want to, you know, fool around with in between the sheets.
What you guys do then. Okay.
What do we do? Well, I'll tell you. First thing, shit on the
It's disgusting.
But for the purposes of this segment here, we're gonna.
You're single.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, I've been that before.
Deal breakers. She doesn't watch R-rated movies.
Just as a rule, as like a morality rule.
You can ask her.
Why don't you watch? Hey, babe, why don't you watch R-rated movies?
I hate the letter R.
Fucking get out. I love R. My favorite letter.
No, you don't understand. My grandma.
Was killed by an R?
No, we all called her R, but I think she was a Nazi. So I hate the letter R.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Still, I like R-rated movies. I'm sorry.
I just don't want you to ever watch them.
You can't control me.
Okay, but we fucked really good.
Yeah, we fucked nasty, and that's not in contention. It's the controlling. Excuse me? Hey, Samantha. It was fun. Let's keep it cash.
You're a dick.
Hey, man, this is Single Thomas. You're damn right I'm a dick.
Okay, she lets it slip. She has another date tomorrow night. So you're on a first date.
Oh. If we're on a first date, I won't hold that against her.
Really?
In this day and age, come on.
Because Sim has strong feelings.
It depends. Well, it depends how interested I am in her. How did the date go? How's the date going?
Sim described it because this was his collaboration here. He described it as you're vibing really well. Vibing?
Yeah, you're having a great time on the first date.
If we're having a great time.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can be honest. I think you can say, I really enjoyed tonight. I really liked it. I'm a little bummed that you're going on another date, but I get it. You know, you just met me.
My argument is that I feel like there's a specific kind of person that would let it slip. Because I don't think I would.
Oh, you just wouldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't disclose it.
Right. And I think there's another kind of person who
would.
But Sim had a strong argument because he's like, when you go out on Tinder dates, you're talking about Tinder all the time. Or like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes since you met on Tinder, you talk about how's Tinder going for you? And then you'll talk about past dates. And then maybe it'll slip that you have other dates lined up because you have a whole like queue of people that you are.
That sounds like a date that's vibing more in a friend category.
A friend that you don't have time for anymore.
A friend that you don't have time for. If you sort of are forthwith with the fact that that person's not the only one, you maybe just be like, this is really comfortable in a sort of friendly way.
Right, which means it's not going to go any further.
You should try Bumble. I hear that's pretty.
Are you telling me to try Bumble?
Are you single?
This is my girlfriend right here.
Oh,
Amy.
I didn't know. You said you were going on Tinder dates. Oh boy. Uh-oh. I'm out of here.
We did meet on an app, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if
And I made her cancel on a date before our second date.
oh, that's nice.
See?
Yeah.
Very forceful. Women like that.
Exclusivity, date one.
Nice. There's also Raya for the famous or
For the
rich.
celebs, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get on that? Do you have to is it like applying to the academy?
Yeah, it's like Soho House. You have to be recommended and you have to
Yeah.
apply, and
That
then you
is
have to be
so
recommended
weird.
for someone
Yeah.
who's already in.
That's so weird.
Yeah. That's the only one that you could go on should you be single tomorrow. That would be the only one that could ever you
you go
couldn't
on?
go because you couldn't go
you
on
go on it?
another one.
Me?
Yeah.
Would you ever go on a dating app if you were single?
God, I've never really. Yeah, I guess. I guess because that's how you meet people now. But
Well, no, you
I
can
don't
meet
know.
them other ways.
But I don't. But I don't know. Like the idea of like a celebrity exclusive one.
It's got I can
But-
only imagine that attracting some of the darker elements of
Yeah,
Hollywood.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who would I be? I feel like I'd be matched up with Ray Liotta,
Liotta.
and I'd be terrified.
Ray Liotta. I tell you what, I saw a young Ray Liotta recently on that Disney movie Dumbo drop.
What'd you think?
He is a
Did they drop it?
spicy meatball. Yeah, he dropped it. A nice hot elephant right in the middle of Vietnam. He is a sexy man in that film.
Dumbo drop.
Donald Glover, no. I mean, Danny Glover also no slouch either, but he's a bit older there.
Yeah.
But Ray Liotta, hachi chachi.
Okay, she borrows your toothbrush after your first sleepover without asking.
The old Thomas would be upset about it, but the new one. I don't
Oh,
really
who's
care.
the new one?
The new one's
just chiller.
yeah, just a little bit more chiller. Have I noticed that she's got a dank ass mouth? Like, is it stinking there, or is it like, oh, she had a nice
Well,
mouth,
you spent the night with her.
so I kissed?
Yeah.
And did I have the reaction of like, ooh, that's is a nice mouth or a bad mouth?
I don't know. I didn't think
Did we have a great evening together? If you know what I'm saying.
You know what? You had a B plus. Like there were a couple, like good sex. There were a couple of things that she said that were slightly obnoxious.
Oh, okay. Well,
But just a couple.
I wouldn't make a fuss out of it. I would kind of be like, well, that's weird that she didn't ask. And then
Yeah.
maybe next time over, I would be like, hey, here's a toothbrush for you.
Wait, the fact that she didn't ask is the one that's the part that'll bother
I don't know.
me.
If everything else was okay, really, that's going to be the deal
It
breaker.
wouldn't
What am I,
really
Jerry
bother-
Seinfeld?
Yeah, it wouldn't really.
Would it bother you on?
Who am I, Larry David? What? It doesn't matter.
No, that's because I haven't had like one night. You know what I mean?
You've
Like,
never had a
so-
one-nighter? Not since a while.
Really. I mean, I had a weird thing in college, but not really. Like, so what I'm saying is, I feel like my only experience is if I've had a one nighter, I'm really liking this guy, my tendency is to overlook a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not saying it would be a red flag, but I'm just saying personally, I would totally let it go. Does that mean I'm desperate?
No, look, hey, I get why she would want to use my toothbrush. It's a Philips Sonicare, like diamond black model.
That's
Like,
a
it's
whole
premium.
different thing.
Like,
What
I
if she
get it.
uses the Phillips without asking?
I mean, I would just be like, I understand. I
Did you get that in a
even
gift
slide.
bag?
I may even slide up and be like, isn't it good?
Did you get that
Isn't it
Phillips
so good?
thing in a gift bag?
Yeah, it is. It's swag
Yeah.
for sure. Actually, it's someone else's swag. Yeah. It's insane. That element of the industry is pretty bonkers too.
You're out on a date with a girl,
Nice. That's very good.
and she is in PR, and she's telling you all about her really busy schedule.
Okay, it's a little boring.
She says schedule.
And she does say schedule.
Schedule.
So she's boring me with her busy work life.
I shouldn't have added that part. What if she's really interesting, but she still says schedule?
So she's not in PR anymore.
No.
She's got a really interesting job and she says schedule?
She just got back from the Peace Corps, where her schedule consisted of hauling mud
I like how you
from point A to point B.
I like how you think that my ideal interesting date is with someone from the Peace Corps. You don't know me very well. Well, I'd be interested, and I wouldn't care. I think that would be funny. I say words weird on purpose all the time. I couldn't list them for you, but I know I do.
But even
Like
if she's
what?
not British, she's just saying that she's American. She says schedule.
And there's no curl of the lip. There's no like, I know I'm doing it.
Not really. She also says that she can't wait to have children.
You just added that.
And she wants to go to Ibiza.
I'll say, let's keep it casual. Let's keep it casual. And if she's down to keep it casual, then that's fine.
She is not. She has a busy schedule.
She wants to get it. She wants to get a ring on it.
She's got a schedule to keep it to. She's got to get that baby. She sleeps with all the lights on.
Oof, that'd be tough. I'm a light sleeper and I have bouts of insomnia, so that'd be a deal breaker.
You put a eye mask on?
I do, but I mean with the lights on, not a nightlight, full lights.
Yeah.
That's tough. Not for a serious relationship. I keep it casual. There's for keeping it casual in the world of Tommy Mids, there's a very large net. Very, very easy to keep it casual with old timey Middleditch. But if we want seriousness, then like if we want future, then yeah, I can't do that. I'd be wide awake all night.
When do you have that conversation with her, though? If you're keeping it casual in the beginning, everything's great.
Yeah.
Then when do you tell her?
I say, hey, how attached are you to sleeping with the lights fully on, bright? How do we feel about this?
Well, because part of the problem is that when I was a kid, I had there was just some things that happened.
Yeah.
And so I don't like darkness.
Okay.
So I don't want to like tell you everything that happened.
And I get that. And you don't need to. You really don't. Okay.
No,
well,
I mean, I would love to sometime.
Yeah,
I
maybe
mean,
sometime. But not now.
maybe now.
No.
I don't.
It's all right.
Here's the thing.
Oh, it's a wee boy.
Hi, Jack.
Oh, Jack is here.
Hi, honey
Wow.
bunny. Hi.
Mommy,
What? Oh, yay! You got me a rock. Thank you.
hello.
Jack, can you say hi to Thomas?
Hi.
Hi, Jack. I'm Thomas.
Hi, Bunny. Oh, you're not coming in to kiss me. You're coming in to take over.
He's putting on the headphones right now.
Ask me a question, Jack.
Hello.
That is a statement.
Question?
What's your favorite color?
You know, call me classic, but I enjoy a nice blue.
Oh,
What about you?
black.
Black. Well, I hate to break it to
A
you.
nice black.
It's a shade, but fair enough. A nice black.
Time for dinner.
He's having fun. He's not taking off his headphones. Oh, he just took it off.
I love you,
See you.
Bye, Jack.
Cowabunga.
Bye.
Bye.
That was my son.
A real boy.
A real boy.
A human boy. Made from genes and cells. Peanut butter and banana was a sandwich I had every day for about 15 years of
Really?
going through school. Yeah.
That's
My
an
mom made my
interesting
sandwich
fact.
until I was 18 years old. and
So
graduated
Elvis
from high
Elvis
school.
used to eat that, right?
And always peanut butter and banana.
Yeah.
Peanut butter
I-
and banana is Elvis's favorite food.
I
Favorite meal.
think it was peanut butter and bacon and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I didn't know about the bacon.
Do you still eat it now?
No, not so much. But I mean, I love peanut. I never stop eating peanut butter. I'm a big
Is
peanut
it-
butter boy.
Is it, but do you have cravings for peanut butter and banana? No? No nostalgia?
From time to time, I do embark.
Because that's a long time to eat a peanut butter and
I
banana
know. I think that's
sandwich.
maybe why I'm I don't need it all the time anymore.
Yeah. No, I would crave variety.
Yeah. That was my variety was my kryptonite growing up. I was a very picky eater. Don't you think I was?
What was your, because Sim is too, it was, didn't like
Still
a lot of
am.
vegetables.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I reached a point where I think I had sushi for the first time. I was 20, 21. I had it for the first time. I was like, what? You mean this was out there the whole time? And I just
Did
didn't
you liked it right
it
away?
100% right away. And then I had a very profound moment of okay, I'm going to try everything. And now in my 30s, I've limited myself by trying to eat less and less meat. I don't know. It's kind of being a Hollywood douchebag about it.
Hollywood Douchebag with Thomas Middleditch. We're going to take a 5-minute break.
And then we're gonna do calls.
Oh,
Calls will be fun.
Is this a live one?
No.
Oh.
I like the way you asked that, though.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by ZocDoc. Who gets excited about trying a new restaurant that has 2 out of 5 stars? When it comes to finding healthcare, don't ratings matter even more? ZocDoc is a free app where you can compare doctors, read reviews from real patients, and even make same-day appointments. When I finally called to reschedule my dentist appointment, I was told that my dentist had been retired for nearly 3 years. In my defense, parking was a nightmare. Through ZocDoc, I found a new dentist who had great reviews, took my insurance, and whose office was actually within walking distance. I was also able to book an appointment instantly without talking to a receptionist who made me feel guilty about not having my teeth cleaned for 3 years. My new dentist didn't make me feel guilty either, and only suggested I floss a little more often. Whether you need a primary care physician, dentist, dermatologist, psychiatrist, eye doctor, or other specialist, ZocDoc makes healthcare easy. Now is the time to prioritize your health. Go to ZocDoc.com/unqualified and download the ZocDoc app. Sign up for free and book a top-rated doctor who might be available as soon as today. That's ZocDoc.com/unqualified. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Osea. Wondering what to gift your friends and family this holiday season? Female founded over 25 years ago by a mother and daughter team, Osea's award-winning cleansers, serums, face moisturizers, and body products give you the results you want. Skin that looks and feels amazing. I recently got to try Osea's new body butter, which, like their now famous Undaria algae body oil, transforms dry skin without being greasy, has the same incredible scent, and leaves your skin soft, smooth, and healthy looking. If my experience is any indication, you can count on your partner giving you a lot of compliments. This holiday season, stock up and share your new favorite clean skincare and body care with your friends and family. Unqualified listeners get 10% off your first order with promo code ANNA at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order, and orders over $50 get free shipping. Gifting is always easier if you start early, so head to OSEAMalibu.com. Use code ANNA.
All right, we're back. What do you think, Anna? Should we get the calls?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Thomas, you ready for this?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at the inside of the penis.
No, don't be sorry. I'm just asking if you're ready.
It's kind of fascinating, right?
Well, it fills with blood. That's the thing. That's the big deal. That's what everybody's talking about.
If you could have a retractable penis, would you?
If it's retractable, does it also mean it's extendable?
Ooh, never been asked that before.
I don't know. Have you seen an elephant's penis? They're kind of prehensile, like their trunks. Like they drop down and kind of find the vagina. That would be cool.
That would be like an eel. Or remember, what was that movie when we were kids with the ball that zoomed around?
What?
The ball that zoomed around?
Oh.
The Slinky?
It's not the Navigator, but it's some...
Labyrinth? No. Labyrinth wasn't...
Was it a movie?
Maybe it was Avatar.
When we were
No
kids.
idea. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm talking about. I was just thinking about an elephant's penis finding its way to a vagina, and I really didn't want to think about it. So then I started thinking about old movies, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
All right, let's do this. We're going to call Katie first. And Katie is in Utah.
Ooh.
And she's 30.
Is it a Skype?
You're not going to see her. It's just Skype audio.
Hello?
Hey, Katie. How are you?
Hi, Katie.
Oh, this is Kelly.
Oh shit!
Oh,
I
hi,
called you,
Kelly.
I called you Katie, and it says Kelly right here. I'm so sorry. And Kelly, I spoke to you yesterday. I apologize.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, Kelly.
I meant to
guys.
say, and I'm reading it right now too. What's
I'm
wrong with
sorry,
me?
Kelly. How are you?
Don't worry about it. I'm great. How are you, Anna?
Really, really good. Really good. We've got Thomas Middleditch here from Silicon Valley, and he's
Oh my
resting his
God.
head against the microphone in an uncomfortable way.
Hi, it's me, Thomas.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi, Kelly/Katie.
You can call me whatever you want. Doesn't matter.
Oh, girl, don't go there because you know I will. How's Utah right now? Is it snowy?
No, it's actually really beautiful. It's been like 70 degrees the last few days, so it's been really nice.
Ouchie chachi.
Kelly, what's going on with your husband and his parents?
Okay, so my husband and I have been married for about 4 years, and we're kind of going through an issue with my in-laws who are Mormon. Both my husband and I grew up in Mormon households, which is typically very strict. Like, we can't drink coffee or alcohol, no premarital sex. You got to go to church every Sunday, pay like 10% of your gross income. There are just a lot of different rules.
Sounds chill.
Sorry, what was that?
I said it sounds chill.
Oh, super chill. And when my husband and I met, I was trying to like throw myself into the church and like as like a last ditch effort to like really believe in it. And my husband was kind of on the outs with it. But we were always really like honest with each other about how we felt about the church. And we ultimately decided that Mormonism just wasn't for us. So we stopped going to church altogether. And then we officially left the church about a year after we were married. And that's like a huge deal in the Mormon community because like you have to write an official letter stating that you want your name removed from the records of the church, and it cancels like your baptism. It like cancels everything you did in the church. So like it's a big deal to do that. And my parents initially had kind of a hard time with it, but like they've respected our decision, and we can be ourselves around them and my siblings. Like they're super chill and just love us no matter what. But my in-laws don't really respect our decision. And even though we left the church officially 3 years ago, they still don't accept our lifestyle. And they're really great people. They're really amazing, and we love them like so much. But there's just this rift in our relationship because of this change in beliefs. And they just can't, we're kind of losing our good relationship with them because they can't see past us, like not following those arbitrary rules that we have been following our whole lives up until 3 years ago. And it's gotten pretty severe. Like my mother-in-law has told my sister-in-law that she thinks my husband's an alcoholic and he's suicidal because like we drink alcohol because we're in our 30s.
Okay, wait. So your mother-in-law, who did your mother-in-law tell?
My sister-in-law, so her daughter.
And your
And my husband's
sister-in-law
sister.
relayed this back to you.
Yes, she told my husband that their mom had said that to her. So it's getting like she's thinking these crazy things that are not even close to being true about us just because like we drink coffee or we drink alcohol. Like she just thinks like we're bad people.
But I'm curious about her, the way she's going about this. She doesn't exactly say that to you. She's not upfront with you guys. Instead, she says stuff to other people about you guys, or is she upfront with you guys as well?
She's kind of passive aggressive in the way that she talks about it to us. Like if we go down to visit them, they live like 2 hours away from us. And if we go to visit them over a weekend, sometimes she'll say like, oh, you missed a really good church today. Like we learned about this and this and this. And we're like, okay, that's great. Glad you had a good time. But like, she's never really come out and said like, hey, I'm really worried about you. Like now that you're not Mormon anymore, I don't know what you're doing. So she's not very upfront about it.
When that bombshell sort of landed with the sister-in-law saying that, relaying that pretty heavy information, was your husband upset by that? What was his reaction to?
Oh yeah. He's nodding his head right now. He was more hurt by it because like, I mean, we're not super like full of ourselves. We think we're good people, like we do things for other
no,
people.
Of course.
But like,
I'm just thinking that it's kind of on your husband to talk to his parents. I mean, you guys are a team and you're doing this together, but I think especially when that kind of poisonous information, like if her wanting to believe stuff that isn't true, it's not. I think that your husband kind of needs to tackle this one with his mom, and I think that you kind of maybe take the back seat a little bit. Be supportive and be amazing and friendly to them, as I'm sure you would. But I think that your husband probably needs to take the lead on this, and if he wants to have a really good relationship with his parents, it's kind of up to him to say, look, I don't know what you guys believe about our lifestyle. I want to lay it out for you, and I want to have a good relationship with you. How can we accomplish these things?
When I was talking to Kelly yesterday on the phone, she was telling me that they're strongly considering pretending to be Mormon just for his parents because they're not accepting at all. Is that right, Kelly?
Yeah, definitely. And two of my husband's siblings actually they don't really believe in the church anymore, but they've like decided that they will never let their mom know that they don't believe in it anymore because they're so scared that the way that we're being treated is the way that they'll end up being treated. So it's like, do we like pretend to be Mormon, or do we try to live authentically? Like, what do we do?
I think that pretending to be Mormon would be a temporary solution to a long-term problem.
It's also living dishonestly.
And exhausting.
That's
for you
the
guys,
thing that you're wanting to change about your lives, is that you want to be a more honest and authentic.
Yeah. And I really think that it is kind of, I think you need to tell your husband, honey, I think that maybe you should have a really candid talk with your parents and tell them how important it is for us to have a relationship with them because you love them. And I think your husband has to be really candid with his parents and see if there's an opening there. Because I think that it's not necessarily something that you can do on your own. Because he's their son.
I guess we're also kind of wondering, like, are we overreacting about this? Like, are we making a bigger deal out of it than it really is? And like, I guess we're also just concerned that if we do bring it up with them or if my husband does like talk to his parents about this, then like, what if that turns into a volatile conversation? And
it could, but I think your husband can say to them, my goal here is just continue to reiterate. My goal here is to have the best relationship with you possible under my terms. I'm an adult. I've chosen to live this way. I love my wife and I really want to be in your life. Please help me do that. And they will push back and they might not talk to you guys for a while. And it's going to be rocky because they're going to make it that way. They could take an easy choice, but sadly, a lot of people don't do that. I think that it might get rocky for a minute, but ultimately, you're adults. You need to pave your own way and stand by that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think lying about being Mormon is going to sustain itself.
No, not at all.
It's also
no,
contradictory to why you probably have moved
exactly.
on.
Yeah, and it won't exactly. You're going to get caught and then find yourself in a bigger mess. Somebody's going to say something, that you guys had a beer at a thing or whatever, and it won't last very long at all, and then it'll cause a bigger mess. Because
It's sad to me that his mom would choose God or something that she's never met over her own son. That is so sad to me. It's like such a bummer. That is so not I'm sure not even the tenets of the religion she's following. That's so strange.
Yeah.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah, but that's you're talking to like a very intense atheist, so I'm probably not the person to offer you compassion.
No,
in
you
that
actually
element.
are the person.
Yeah.
Though.
Well, that's exactly why. I mean, that's so kind of
It's such a cloak.
Yeah, and
like-
it's also like the fact that you, as you were describing, like what happens when you leave the Mormon church, it's like to keep people in is a threat. There's this looming threat of punishment, which is just that's not faith. That's not love in some higher power. That's enslavement, to be honest. That's like capturing someone and saying, now you owe 10% of your income and whatever else, and your time and your passion.
You are so right.
And that's just not. I personally, on a moral standpoint, I don't think that's right. But also, it's just such a sort of sinister way of doing things. And that's obviously my exterior judgment of the situation. I'm sure there's wonderful Mormon people in the church, and they're all doing great things. But I don't know. I'm not going to be your husband. I'm not going to be you having that discussion with his mom. But the idea, potentially to remind her is think about who you're choosing to support, your own kin or this other community. And if her answer is the other community, I think you, as bold adults who are now clear of this sort of pattern of behavior that the church has indoctrinated into you are allowed to say, okay, sure, we're not, that might have to be that for a while until maybe she misses it.
Yeah.
Hopefully she comes around. But if she doesn't, you have to be bold enough to say that you're okay with it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just mine.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the only way to live. I think personally, though, if your husband does talk to her and talk to his parents, I think that personally I would avoid the
choice thing.
Yeah,
that's
I think
bad.
it's so important to acknowledge, to know, for you, Kelly, to know that that's what's happening, and for your husband to know. But I think that when you the approach should be more like, how can we have the best relationship? I want to be in your life. And if you don't want me in your life, that is heartbreaking, but that's the choice you're making. I guess now I'm circling back to going to choice again.
No, but start the conversation with questions and start it with empathy. That you'll get so much more farther than with anger and hostility and accusation. And you may have to take a few breaths during.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to be the more generous people in this thing, and it's sad. It's frustrating. I'm sorry, Oy.
Kelly. I'm so sorry, but are you okay with this advice?
And I'm really glad that you guys are brave.
You guys really helped so much because we just didn't really know how to even breach the subject and talk to them about it. So the advice you guys gave was like just what we needed to hear. And if we were still Mormon, we'd be like, oh, it's an answer to prayer. Yay. Like, we got an answer.
Well, one of those days you'll find those golden tablets, and there you go.
I'm really impressed that you guys are really strong in this situation. That takes a lot of courage, because you're clearly surrounded by other people who want to do what you guys are doing, but are too scared. And so good for you for doing what you're doing and living the way you guys want to live.
Yeah, man. Totally.
Yeah.
It's time to go Utah adjacent.
Yeah.
Kelly, thank you so much.
Kelly, thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. You guys are awesome.
We love you. Keep us posted.
Love you too. Okay, we will.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
I really do love the people we talk to.
I know, they're so great. We seriously have the best listeners ever.
Yeah.
I give them a C+. I'm gonna take that stance. Kidding. What a dream she was.
All right, we're gonna have one more call here coming up in a second. Let me just hook it up. You guys can talk amongst yourselves.
Would you date a gal who believed in reincarnation?
It depends how devoutly and how much it sort of filtered, how much of her life filtered through that belief. It's not impossible, but what I've noticed about religion is that's the prescription of lenses in which you view the world. Right? Something good happens. Praise be to God. Something bad happens to me. Why is God punishing me? And if everything was attributed to, well, don't worry. I mean, next life I might come back as a beetle. And, now I don't have responsibility for what I just did.
She was Cleopatra.
What? From ancient Egypt?
Uh-huh.
Oh, rumor has it she was fine. I don't think anyone from ancient civilization was fine. I mean, you just look at old photos from like the late 1900s and you're like, ooh, dearie, dearie,
when
dearie
do you
me.
think I guess when our dentistry got better, that smiling became
part of it.
fashionable.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if I didn't have braces 6 years of it growing up, my teeth will be all over the place.
Yeah.
They're currently slipping again. I'm going to have to get Invisalign or something.
I mean, I know, me too.
I've got good old British teeth. I do.
I had the whole works. Retainers, headgear,
Top to
top to
bottom.
bottom.
Nothing about me is real anymore, sweetheart. Have to breathe through
Including your throat?
I gotta breathe through this too. But I look so nice.
Okay.
All right, ready? Should we
Yeah.
call Katie?
Oh, yeah.
Now we're
Sorry.
calling Katie.
Forgot.
I messed up before, but this is for sure Katie. She is 24 and she's in New York.
New York, the big city.
New York, the
oh
big
my
city,
God.
the Big Apple. Have you lived there, by the way?
Yeah. I mean, a little bit, but
Hello?
Hey, Katie, it's Sim. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. This is Anna.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thank you for taking our call. And we've got Thomas Middleditch here.
Hi, I'm an actor.
Hello.
I'm an actor on a show called Silicon Valley.
Have you seen
Yes.
that? Katie, it's so good.
It's fine if you haven't. I don't mind. I really don't. You're probably better off not watching a lot of TV.
I have watched it. I really like it.
Have watched it. Not a fan. That's fine.
And you know what? I have some comments and critiques, but otherwise, it's okay.
That's okay. Don't air them. Don't air them now. I'm very fragile. Keep them to yourself and discuss them with your friends. Oh, it's nighttime over there in the Big Apple.
It is nighttime.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Are you in a taxi cab going to the latest hot joint?
Yes. In fact, I am.
Cool.
Okay, all right, Katie, tell us about this new guy you're dating.
Okay. So I met this guy like a little bit over a month ago through a mutual friend. And, we started hanging out, spending a lot of time together. We just hit it off really well right away. And, he would come to see all my shows that I was in. He was like coming out to brunch with my friends and stuff. And so it was like going really well. And I was like, oh, okay, I think this is going to like be a thing. And then my mutual friend who, lives in the same apartment building as him, she told me like a couple weeks into it that she like found out that he had gone on a date with another girl, which like I was upset at first, and I was like, well, technically, we're not exclusive. We hadn't even like had that conversation yet. I had just like kind of assumed that like we were, because he was acting very relationship-y. And so then I was like, okay, well, like, let me just talk to him about it, because we hadn't talked about it yet. And I found out that he was like kind of recently out of a long on-again, off-again relationship.
Oh,
So,
wait, recently?
yeah.
He's still on again, off again?
Yeah, well, so he had like moved into this apartment building that my friend also lives in, because he had like been moving out of like living with her. And they had been like on again, off again for 6 years, but he was like, but it's definitely over, like, it's over for real this time, and was like very adamant about that.
Was that the person that your friend had seen him with or something? Or is there another girl?
No, this was like another girl. So I think it's just like that he was in a relationship for a long time and is single again for like the first time. But like, I know that like, we have this connection, like, I know that he really likes me, but I think like he's just kind of in a place where he's like, I'm single now. I want to be single and like date a lot of people. I'm like, what's Tinder? And like, let me go on dates. So I was like, all right, well, you know what? Like, technically we weren't exclusive when we did this. Like, and so I was like, as long as like, just be like open with me. Like, I want to make sure that I'm safe. Like, I was like, I'm personally not sleeping around with like a million people. Like, I hope you're not either. But like, technically we had just started dating, and it only been like a couple weeks. So I didn't want to be like, you can't go on dates with anybody else. But then like, I don't know. So we like talked about it, and then we like things went back to normal. And then like about like a week or so ago, my friend tells me again that he had gone out with another girl. And
What is wrong with your friend here?
That's the other problem, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a two-part
So-
problem.
This is a two-part problem because my friend who keeps telling me this
is the person he's
I-
going
I've
on dates
asked
with.
her- Yeah, I've like asked her to stop because, like, you know, technically when you just start dating someone, like I have a lot of friends that are now in serious
Yeah,
relationships.
you don't need
with
to know
people,
these
but when-
details. This is
Right,
like,
exactly.
really,
And she
like,
was including like
unuseful information
so
for
much
you.
information.
What was she saying about the girls that he was going out with? She was going
man.
into detail.
Well, oh yeah, it was so bad. I had to literally just be like, please stop talking. And she wouldn't.
Well,
This is your friend is too much here. Your friend
what are-
seems like the bigger problem here.
What are you more upset about? Are you more upset about your friend giving you all of this information, or are you more upset about this guy that you like that continues to go on dates?
I guess it's a combination of both because, like, I mean, I'm upset that he's going out on dates with other girls, but I know that he really likes me because, so I kind of was like, tried to end it with him after the second time because
Because you're
I
frustrated.
just was feeling like, yeah. But then I saw him earlier this week because, like, I had left something at his apartment, so we, like, met up so he could give it back to me, and he was being, like, really apologetic and, like, seeming like he really wanted us to, like, hang out and reconnect, and, like, and I was thinking, like, you know, if my friend hadn't told me all this stuff, like, you know.
You'd be in a happier mental space because you'd probably be happier. I think that you're crushing pretty hard on this guy, and he might want to be single. This is maybe what I suspect here.
He probably wants a bit of both. He probably wants a bit of both. Speaking as a guy who's wanted both at one point.
Okay.
You want love, but then you're also like, but I also like having sex with a
Right,
ton
like when
of
he
stuff.
sees me, he like wants to act like we're boyfriend and girlfriend, but he also like wants to like go on dates with other people.
How do you feel about if he outright said that? What would you say?
I would be like, okay, well that's not what I want, so
Okay.
Let's call this. Yeah, I mean, like, I like him, and I think we have a good connection. I just think it might be one of those things, like, the timing isn't right.
Yeah, fair enough. Because some people would say that doesn't bother me, and some people would say that that's a major issue. So it's important that you just kind of know where you stand.
I think that, you know, it's important to recognize this where this guy is in his life right now, so you can protect your heart.
Totally.
You know, I mean, I'm not saying don't date him, because I think you like him and you enjoy spending time with him, and who knows, he, you know,
He fine. He take his shirt off and he go.
But you know what? Like maybe if. You know, it could be the kind of thing where in a few months, if you guys are having a great time, that he wants to hang exclusively with you. But that is sort of a side issue right now. I think you have to tell your friend, like, I think you have to have a heart to heart with her and say, listen, you know, I know you probably saw that I was getting upset when you told me about the other girls, and I want to be your friend. I want to keep our friendship, but you got to understand that it messed with my feelings towards him, which really kind of ultimately upsets me. And I'm not quite sure what your motivation was. I don't know if you want to have that kind of heart to heart with her. But
Well, did you want to know that? Would you want to know that information or not at all?
Everyone wants to. I like it.
Sometimes I don't.
No, I don't. I'm at a place where I don't want to. No, like I've curbed my curiosity, but I think it's one of those things. Like once you start pulling that thread, if she drops a little hint, like
No,
if
you
the
got it.
friend,
Oh, well, that's what she would do.
right?
And it'd be the thing where it'd be like, well, I mean, I'm like, I don't want to know, but you've mentioned this.
Right.
Like now I have to.
Right.
You have to tell me.
Yeah.
Right. I think that
Yeah.
I think that if she's a friend that's worth having, I think, you know, sort of laying it out for her, because I mean, you're young and she's probably young. I don't know if she is the best person to have in your, like, I
Don't
feel like,
say that she's not the best
Yeah.
person to have in your life.
Well,
really?
She's your friend. How long have you known this friend for?
I just think a friend who does that isn't the best
Needs to be
person.
axed.
Yeah, I do.
Wait, what if she's being a good friend? What if she's saying, "Hey, you should know this about this guy
If
that
she's
he's going out
talking
with"?
about, no.
Do you think she's coming from a good place?
There's a way to do that then.
Okay.
There's a way to do that. And I think that that's when you say something like, I'm not sure, but I heard that, you know, so-and-so was still dating. I feel weird about saying this to you, but I just want you to know because I love you.
yeah.
That's how to do it. That's how
I
you
feel
do
like,
it. You
yeah.
know?
No, I totally agree. And I think, like, if I do decide to kind of give this guy a second chance, then I would definitely want to talk to her about it because, like, she's so wrapped up in that social circle. And, like, I know she means well, but, like, she's also like not from America, and I think it might partially be like a cultural thing where like she's just very
first
blunt
ask for her
and just
green
says
card.
everything at first.
First, make sure she's
don't know.
fucking legal, dude. I'm kidding. Because if she's not legal, her advice is fucking null to begin with.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna make a few calls.
Yeah.
Well, maybe then maybe you don't have the, I don't know. I mean, maybe you don't, maybe you're not ready for that kind of in-depth conversation, but maybe you just sort of gently.
There's nothing wrong with establishing boundaries. Saying,
Yes.
hey, that's cool. Cool of you to think of me like that, but I have like a TMI meter, and you kind of went into the red zone, so you got to keep it in the green.
That's a great way to put it.
But can we get back to the other big question that's looming? Is that
When are you guys getting married?
that and like, are you cool with this? The fact that he's dating other girls.
No, I'm answering for her that she's not, but she likes him enough that her override is coming into play
So
here.
she's cool with it then. And she's cool with him
She's
dating
not
other girls.
cool with it, but she likes him so much that she wants to force herself to be cool with it. Am I right, Katie? I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. Because there's nothing wrong with crushing hard on somebody and wanting to spend a lot of time with them. There's nothing wrong with that.
Knowing that he's going out with other girls.
Here's the trick, though. I think when you're dating and you're kind of in a world where other people are probably dating multiple people at the same time, because it's the city, it's the Big Apple. There's you need a little dose of delusion. Like you don't want to know all that. You expect it, but don't want to know it.
Yeah.
So as long as you keep a little bit of wool over your eyes, you're like
Which
safe.
is where the friend is not coming.
That's totally. She pulled the wool over.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. Maybe say, hey, to the guy, I'll see you in a little bit. Maybe it'll come back around, and then you get back on Bumble. We were talking about it earlier because the girls reach out to the guys on Bumble.
Do you think that you guys have you guys had like when you talked to him about it, or have you guys had like a potential relationship ending conversation that you feel like you now have to come back from that moment? Do you know what I'm saying?
The last time I saw him, I just kind of was like, maybe we should just like be more like friends. Like, I think you need to be single right now. And like, I think I want like more than that. And then, that was like maybe like a week and a half ago. And then I saw him earlier this week, and he seemed like
that's when he was apologetic.
Really wanted to like,
right. I think that you give it a shot. If you're enjoying spending time with him, I think reach out to him again.
You can.
Am I
you
crazy?
can. No, not crazy at all. I hate this because this is very dismissive. This is going to sound so patronizing, but you're 24. I mean, there's so many more opportunities to fall in love.
Yeah. Are you dating other people?
I mean, like I'm on like apps, so like not, I don't know. I'm like so busy, so that was like kind of part of why it was nice because like I just had this like one person I could focus on and like see a couple times a week.
Right.
But so it's like. It was nice to meet someone who I like connected with right away because it was just easy and I could focus on the stuff that I like really want to be focusing on.
Yes. Yeah. It's exciting to meet someone you actually like because out of 40 people you meet,
this
you
is
only
what sucks
one.
about dating. You like someone a lot, and then you realize that of course I like him, and he's a great guy. That's why he's dating other girls, and he's single, and he should. Why the hell not? But
right.
It's like I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. And
like I don't think he's a bad guy. Like I think like. That's like, I wouldn't like him if he was a bad guy.
Right.
I think, he's just figuring it out and like, that's his right. I just know for me, it hurts my feelings too much, like knowing that he's going out with other people.
Yeah. Well,
you join in. You join in on all the dating and it kind of turns into like a collective kind of like really fun night that you won't forget.
I think if you can distract yourself by sort of reaching out to other people, it may not be as satisfying at all to spending time with the dude, but I think but I also think too that, maybe if the timing is right, like reach out to him again, say you want to hang out.
Nothing in life has to be 100% black or white,
Yeah.
You can live in that 50 Shades of Grey. It's an erotic novel and it's been made into a series of movies, but it's about this kind of thing. It's very sexy, I hear.
You're like the studio exec whose like dad is like a massive mogul.
Yeah. Or I'm the
buying a-
studio exec's dad, and I'm like, we should do that do you think they do that as maybe a comic book? Tyler, you should call your studio and see if they do it as a comic book. It's called 50 Shades of, I don't know, red or something.
All right, let's wrap it up with Katie. So tell her what she should do.
Oh, I just think just have fun, and I know I wouldn't close the door on this guy at all. I would be wary of your friend, and definitely create some boundaries with that. But I don't think, I know it might be tempting to like pin everything on her. But I don't think you can necessarily do that. But I would be wary, maybe a little bit of her intention. She may be a little jealous of you, because I think that kind of behavior tends to come from jealousy. Potentially, Thomas is cocking his head like he might disagree with me.
Maybe. I think many well-intentioned things have negative consequences. She may genuinely be like, I think you would want to know because I would want to know, and everybody's like me, right?
Yeah.
That's how humans think,
You're
right?
totally right. Yeah.
So I mean, there's nothing.
And she's actually said that like a couple of times.
Right,
so.
right. And there's nothing wrong with you establishing a couple boundaries. That's totally fine. And then in terms of the guy, I don't know. You always said you got to know your own limits. Sounds like you're very busy and career-minded, and I applaud that and go after that. And then whoever can make it on the side, buddy, you have fun. Just stay safe out there. It's New York City. People have all kinds of things.
Thanks, Katie. We love you.
Katie.
Thank you guys so much. I love you, Anna. Thank you guys.
I love you. Bye.
Bye.
Thomas, you did great.
That was
You
great.
did great
Thomas.
out there.
You think I did okay?
You did amazing. You were great.
People's lives were just dancing in the palms of our hands.
You took care of it.
I know.
So fragile, like holding a little baby chick, and you could just snap its neck and kill it.
Before we go, let's talk about his TV show, which is my favorite TV show. I told you this earlier.
It's most people's favorite TV show.
I know.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Yeah.
What question impress stuff do you get asked all the time?
What question?
Yeah, do you get is there a common question that you get asked all the time?
At the beginning, it was always like, hey, so if you had an app, what would it be? That was always frustrating because either they wanted a joke, they wanted a zinger, which I never, that's a tough setup for a really solid zinger. But also, if they wanted a real answer, like I wouldn't be here if I had $1 billion app. I'd be off in Silicon Valley making $1 billion. You fucking idiot. And then I slap the microphone out of their hand, shove them in hopefully a nearby puddle and I point to the red carpet and I go, oh, this is meaningless, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And I pull down the backdrop, the step and repeat. It's called a step and repeat. For any of you who don't know, when you see actors in front of this little backdrop with all the little logos, it's called a step and repeat. And I threw it down and I like point to like the genitals of all the publicists around. I say, look at them all. And everyone's like, what does he mean by that? I'm like, everything. And then I grab a camera of and Ryan Seacrest is there. I'm like, you shouldn't be here. And he's like, I'm not really. I haven't been here in years. You should get your references straight. And I go, it doesn't matter. And then I go on stage and accept someone else's award like that guy from Atlanta did to us at the Critics' Choice Awards. Hollywood is fun for a number of reasons.
I love that.
Sunday nights on HBO.
Sunday nights, you by the time this airs, right, you will have all seen the first episode.
Yes.
Send your reviews in to www.siliconvalleyreviews.com. There's a brief sign-up page, but it's pretty seamless after that.
Thanks, Thomas. Oh wait, can we tell? Do you swear? You don't really.
I swore even on this podcast.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was too busy listening to myself.
Yeah.
But we like to tell Sim say a unison "fuck you," and it means a lot today because Sim and I actually got into a fight earlier, and he wouldn't apologize. He was in the wrong. And
It's not true.
Well, everyone's in the wrong in a fight.
yeah.
That's the first lesson of
Thank
fighting.
you.
Yeah, but no, I have witnesses. This is legit.
This is not legit.
And
She
you
doesn't have
came
any
into the
witnesses.
house and you just started tearing.
So fuck you, Sim, on a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Fuck you, Sim.
Follow us on Unqualified, all social media. Leave us a review. Thank you so much. And
Fuck
thank
you.
you, Thomas Middleditch, Silicon Valley, Sunday nights on HBO
Yeah, yeah.
and HBO Go.
Huh?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.